Hi, this is an explanation for week 6. I'm in the activities Dropbox for week 6, and our topics this week are contemporary realistic fiction and historical fiction. So you are viewing the video to explain this week, and I'm going to walk you through this week, of course, as I have in the previous weeks. After you've viewed the video, you're going to work on the social emotional learning activity. And this week, you're going to take a look at a lesson, an actual lesson, a video of an actual lesson. And in that lesson, you're going to identify which social, emotional, and cultural anchor competencies and accompanying teacher moves do you see taught in the lesson. You're going to refer to your framework. I have that here in the anchor competence is the tan circle here, and the examples of teacher moves, of course, is the outer ring, which is the teal. I call it the teal or light blue, whatever color you think that is. What evidence do you see for either the anchor or the move that you selected? And again, you can refer to this framework. How do you think the teacher's attention to these anchor competencies may have contributed to her students' academic success and ability to thrive? And what do you think this teacher would have needed to do during the first 6 weeks of school to get to this point? Think about the practices and the routines that are necessary for kids to understand the expectations of the teachers. You have to remember that when kids come to your classroom for the first time, even though they've been in school maybe for 2 or 3 or 4 years, they don't remember what things actually were like the previous year when they're in a new environment, which is decorated different, which has a different atmosphere, a different teacher, a different mix of students. So you have to remember, even though they may have learned how to use scissors and they may have learned how to take care of the materials or how to stand up in line, they haven't done it in your classroom. So you have to practice those things the first 6 weeks, and it is practice, practice, practice. And when they don't do it correctly, you do have to practice some more. Anyways, think about what the teacher needed to do during those first 6 weeks for those students to behave as they are in this lesson and respond as they are. And what is one takeaway for your own practice? You're going to create a document to respond to these questions and post that in this Dropbox. This week, you'll be reading your Batchelder book, and we will be discussing that in Literacy Circle. Don't forget to create your Reader's Response blog. If you haven't created a posting yet, I would encourage you to do so now so that I can provide you feedback. If you wait to the end of the semester when the entire blog is due, you may run out of time. As I said, this week, contemporary realistic fiction is our topic. You're going to read Chapter 7 if you're in the 8th edition and Chapter 8 if you're in the 9th edition of our textbook. You're going to read through this PowerPoint and respond to all the questions posed in the PowerPoint in a Word document. You will use the Word document to respond to all of the questions, and you'll see those when you click on the PowerPoint. You may use any contemporary realistic fiction book that you have to evaluate the book using the resource below right here. If you haven't used Pinterest yet, you really should explore the Pinterest website. It's a fun website with so many wonderful ideas. I'm sure it's not new to you, but you're going to click on the link here, which takes you to some contemporary realistic fiction activities. You're going to select 3 of those activities and share how you would use those activities in your classroom with your contemporary realistic fiction instruction. Be sure to share how you would use these ideas, and you're going to post these in the Dropbox, and then you're going to comment on 3 of your colleagues' ideas. So you may have to come back and take a look at their ideas. Then let's go to look at a little historical fiction. That is Chapter 9, I think in the 9th edition. So if you want to browse through that, it's also in the 8th edition, but I'm not exactly sure what chapter. I'm sorry, I should know that. I don't have that textbook in front of me, but I do know it's in the 9th, but it is there. You are to view both of these authors' videos, and then respond to these questions. What makes these authors so passionate about historical fiction? What ignites this passion within these authors to write historical fiction, and what do they have to offer future writers or readers of historical fiction? Please make reference to these videos. You will discuss these questions after viewing the videos with your group this week. See the group folder. So that is your independent activities this week. Your group activity, I will click on that folder, is to read the following 2 articles independently. And after reading both articles, discuss these articles with your group. You may use either WebEx or Zoom and discuss both articles with your group. You can also discuss the questions from viewing the videos, and then one of the people in your group will record this and submit this to this Dropbox for this week. And those are the activities, independent and group activities this week. I'll see you in Literacy Group, and I will also see you online. Take care and read on.